The first theory that was mentioned was that Andrew Johnson, the vice president, was actually collaborating with John Wilkes Booth in killing Abraham Lincoln. Hours previous to the shooting, Booth entered the Washington Hotel, which was where Johnson was spending the evening. Booth left a note that read, "Don't wish to disturb you. Are you home?" Although it was never proved, many were suspicious about Johnson. Obviously, by assassinating the president, he would gain complete control of the United States. Mary Todd Lincoln was especially wary of Johnson, stating in a letter that Johnson had cognizance of Lincoln's death. Members of Congress also grew suspicious and launched an assassination committee, but no evidence was found linking Andrew Johnson to the assassination.
Another theory is that Lincoln's assassination was a simple conspiracy organized by John Wilkes Booth, who would lead a small group of co-conspirators to Lincoln's demise. This simple theory, supported by many authors through books, states that Booth was a Southern patriot and a racist. He ultimately wanted to kidnap the president and take him to Richmond. There, he would hold him hostage to bring back Southern prisoners of war. As he realized this cannot be done, Booth turned to assassination to get his revenge.
Next, there's the conspiracy theory that the Confederates plotted to assassinate Lincoln, not only Booth. This was an initial thought because the police had found letters in Booth's suitcase in the hotel at which he stayed at, connecting him to the Confederacy. Also, in 1865, during the trial of the conspirators, George Atzerodt claimed that Booth had knowledge of a Confederate plot to blow up the White House, proving that Booth was indeed a person connected to the Confederacy. Now, the question is, why would the Confederates want to assassinate Lincoln rather than just take over Washington, make Lincoln resign, and hand over the land? Well, firstly, Lincoln was viewed as a huge wartime target. Not only because he was a leader of the Union Army, Lincoln had ordered a raid on Richmond, in which he told the colonel leading the raid to kill Davis and his cabinet. Well, this raid had failed, and it is believed that Davis found out about Lincoln wanting to kill him. Apparently, Davis ordered a plan to kidnap the president. This kidnapping plot was completely a bust, and Booth, a person loyal to the Confederacy, took matters into his own hands. He got together all the conspirators that were listed before in the trials and killed Lincoln. Now, could this all be true, that Davis did in fact know about Lincoln and that he ordered the kidnapping? There is no proven evidence. But is it possible? That is, of course, open to interpretation.
The next accused contributor of the assassination plot of Abraham Lincoln was the Secretary of War, Edwin Stanton. Allegedly, Stanton ordered Ulysses S. Grant to not attend the play Our American Cousin aside with Lincoln in fear of too much security interfering with his plan for the assassination. Also, he avowedly denied Lincoln's request for Major Thomas T. Eckert as his security due to Stanton's need for him in the telegraph's office. Stanton was also accused of tampering with evidence in Booth's trial as he supposedly removed pages from Booth's diary. It is proclaimed that Stanton's reasoning for conducting such a plot would solely be due to the fact that Stanton desired a more radical form of Reconstruction, where Lincoln preferred a more mild form.
The concluding theory of President Lincoln's assassination was the involvement of disaffected Northerners. There were a number of groups that opposed Lincoln and his policies in the North. Radical Republicans were concerned of Lincoln's plans for Reconstruction and wanted stronger control and punishment over the South. The Union blockade raised the price of cotton significantly, and cotton speculators were raking in profits. After recognizing the need of cotton in the Union, President Lincoln allowed the purchase of cotton in exchange for greenbacks and meat. He also approved cotton trading permits for select individuals. In result of that, devoted Southerners, to keep their cotton out of Union hands, burned their cotton. Some realized that Union agents were willing to pay for cotton for much more than the highest price in over half a century. Many benefited from the cotton trade, such as bankers, financiers, businessmen, cotton speculators, and profiteers. However, they knew that it wouldn't be long before the war would come to its end and their great profits would follow. Lafayette Baker and Confederates were suspected to have ties with Zemel and Company, in which was the center of the unlawful commotion. In 1864, the anti-Lincoln sentiment grew and planned to get rid of Abraham Lincoln. A secret message discovered by Lafayette Baker was written. There were at least 11 members of Congress involved in the plot, no less than 12 Army officers, 3 naval officers, and at least 24 civilians, of which 1 was a governor of a loyal state, 5 were bankers of great repute, there were nationally known newspapermen, and 11 were industrialists of great repute and wealth. After Lincoln's assassination, a conspiracy trial was held. Samuel Chester, Booth's friend, testified that Booth told him that about 50 to 100 people were engaged in the conspiracy. Radical Republicans detested merciful peace with the South. Cotton speculators feared for their big profits to come to an end. Cotton traders' price of $1.41 per pound fell down to below 40 cents. Disaffection grew towards Lincoln, and the Northerners saw Booth to be the man to take action.